Let's move on to main topic number 2, shall we? And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Christopher Brickner, who writes, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of the launch of Disney Plus. Hard to believe, man. This is 1 year. Was the 1-year anniversary of the launch of Disney Plus, and Deadline announced that the service now has 73.7 million subscribers, far greater than other new competitors like HBO Max and Peacock. It's like double what HBO's got right now. This is double in just 1 year. What do you think of Disney Plus reaching so many subscribers in a year? What did Disney Plus do right that other services didn't do to reach so many people in such a short time? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And yeah, the announcement did come out in an incredible accomplishment. 73 point something million subscribers Disney Plus has in its first year. To put that a little bit into perspective, again, HBO, that's roughly double the amount of subscribers that HBO and HBO Max has combined. And they've been around for a long time. HBO Max is brand new, but HBO has been around for a long time. To put it also in perspective, Netflix, which has been doing it for a very long time, very established in this space, that's more than a third, Rob, in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's more than a third of what Netflix's total subscriber base is. Netflix is still substantially larger, but in just 1 year, they've come within a third. And it is, to a degree, somewhat perplexing, Rob. Really, it's a little bit perplexing because I would make this argument. Out of all the streaming services, the streaming service that has done the worst job of their first year is probably Disney Plus. I'd say they've probably done the worst job in their first year. You know, HBO Max has put out some really great, original, high-quality content this year. Disney Plus put out Mandalorian. Now they're into Mandalorian Season 2, and they did put out Hamilton. I think it all comes down to what we all knew when Disney Plus was launching was going to be one of their big, if not their biggest selling feature, particularly in their early years, Rob. It's their catalog. It's the catalog. You open up Disney Plus, and right there in front of you on the menu, you want Marvel, you want Pixar, you want Star Wars, you want whatever. It's just there right away. And I will also say this, and some people may disagree, but you're wrong. I think one of the other big things that has really propelled Disney, which Disney Plus would have been big this year regardless, but one of the factors for its really impressive growth, because we've also seen this with Netflix and what have you, but was the pandemic. The pandemic actually, to a degree, while it hurt Disney in many, 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 many ways, the pandemic killed Disney in a lot of ways. It also had a lot of people staying at home, craving content and craving entertainment. And so you saw Netflix and you saw things like Disney Plus really get a boost with the home streaming entertainment and what you get for the money. Also the price, Rob. The price. It's half the price of HBO Max, but don't get used to that. That price ain't going to stay the same for too terribly much longer. But still, the price, the catalog, they didn't... Rob, can you imagine... For a second, it already got 73 million subscribers in the first year. Where the hell would it be if right now we had, instead of just Mandalorian, we had Mandalorian, we had already had WandaVision, we had already had Falcon and Winter Soldier. If we had already, holy crap, how big could it have been? And so it's really, look, any way you cut it, it's impressive. It is really, really impressive. So I don't know, Rob, you see these reports, this type of result. Is it surprising to you? And what do you attribute the success to?
Well, first of all, like I've always said, every household that has kids in America is probably eventually going to get Disney Plus because, you know, what kids would normally have played on DVD or Blu-ray or even back in the day in VHS, they have. They're eventually going to give you the entire Disney catalog. And for kids, you know, it's a relatively safe place. Parents know that we've got Disney Plus. Kids can watch just about anything. And there's so much for kids on there to watch. And the same is true for adults. I mean, I loved it when I first got it. I was delving back into the old Disney catalog, watching movies like I talked about before, That Darn Cat, stuff that I hadn't seen since I was a kid. And I think it's just a service. John, you can't log into Disney Plus and not have a smile on your face. Because when, like you said, when it all pops up, you're looking at the various things, whether it's Disney or the MCU or even Nat Geo and stuff like that. I'm like, there's so many things here that I will make me happy to watch. It's like the ultimate comfort streaming service. And I think that it's one of those things that people are just going to keep around because it's not what you're getting is you're getting a brand. With HBO Max, there's all kinds of things on it. Netflix, there's all kinds of things on it. But with Disney, you're really buying into sort of this wholesome family ideal. It's almost a philosophy you're getting with Disney because they have a company philosophy and it's family friendly. And I think that especially during the pandemic time, I would not downplay the idea that Disney Plus is like, it makes your heart smile, John. And I think that was a big part of it. I think people, and of course you've got The Mandalorian, but there isn't that many shows that are bringing people back. And once you've watched 8 episodes of The Mandalorian, there's not a whole lot there. But I think this, as a whole, getting all of Disney, and it's great. And like you said, man, if they had WandaVision and they had Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they had, the Obi-Wan series, the more they keep adding to this stuff, man, it's going to explode.
It'll depend on if they can keep up the quality level. Like if they can keep up the quality level of, because listen, I'm going to say something a little controversial here, but if right now I had to choose, like an angel appeared before me and said, John, for reasons I can't explain to you right now, you've got to give up either Disney Plus or HBO Max. I'm keeping HBO Max. Like, honestly, right now, I would, right now, if I was forced to choose, I would keep HBO Max. I just think the quality of the content that they have been creating, the quality of original content that they have been making and what we seem to have coming down the pike is really appealing. But if we get WandaVision and we get Falcon and Winter Soldier and it continues to up the quality ceiling that they started with Mandalorian, I could change my mind on that. But it's really interesting to see. Question is, guys, what do you think about these? Are staggering numbers. And you want to hear something even more staggering? Listen to this last part. 73 million subscribers. Success, 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 success. This might shock you, but listen to this. This came to us from TechCrunch, who write, Disney Plus, the streaming service that launched 1 year ago today, grew to 73.7 million paid subscribers as of early October. The release also includes subscriber numbers for Disney's other streaming services. Hulu had 36.6 million, which is great because I think actually Hulu is my favorite streaming service, including 4.1 million subscribers to Hulu Plus Live TV. While ESPN, they probably mean ESPN Plus, while ESPN had 10.3 million subscribers, more than doubling from 3.5 million subscribers a year earlier. I'm sure their exclusive contract with UFC had a lot to do with that. Overall, Disney, but listen to this. This is where it gets surprising for some people. Overall, Disney's direct-to-consumer segment saw revenue grow 41% year over year to $4.9 billion. $4.9 billion in revenue, Rob. But it still lost money. It had an operating deficit of over $500 million. That's the part. See, that's the part that always gets people, like, they always hear about these huge numbers. What everybody, and then what I find, Rob, is everybody just goes, oh, well, it's Disney. So it's free, right? They just put it on their thing. So it's free. It doesn't cost them anything. To run Disney Plus is mind-boggling expensive. To run Netflix is mind-boggling expensive. That's why, how on earth can Netflix be in debt? Because it's really expensive to do what they do. So that's why you're not going to see this $7 a month thing stick around for maybe another year, and then they'll boost it. But I think those numbers will catch a lot of people by surprise. At any rate, guys, question is, what do you think about the whole Disney Plus thing and their numbers where they are? They've exceeded a lot of expectations, guys. How much bigger can it get once they start dropping the Marvel shows? Or are people who already care about the Marvel shows already subscribers? Who knows? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.